Um, every day about 4,110 people get diagnosed with diabetes. That's about 1.5 million people a year and that get diagnosed with diabetes. My mother is one of those 1.5 million people. She was diagnosed about 2 years ago. Today I'm going to be explaining the effects of diabetes on the human body. Ever since my mother was diagnosed with diabetes, I've been really interested in the topic. I have a lot of experience with this since it's in my everyday life. I'm sure that every single one of us has heard about diabetes, and since it's now considered an epidemic, I'm sure that at least half of us know a person that has diabetes. Today I'm going to be explaining what diabetes is, the different types of diabetes, what causes diabetes, and the effects to the human body. First, I would like to discuss what is diabetes. Diabetes, also known as diabetes mellitus, is a disorder in which the body does not produce enough hormones called insulin. And this causes high blood sugar, also known as blood glucose. Insulin is a hormone that breaks down sugars, starches, and food into energy. The first type of diabetes is type 1. This is when the body's immune system destroys beta cells, the only cell that produces insulin. These persons must be injected with insulin each day or have a pump on them that injects it into them automatically. This accounts for 5 to 10% of diabetic cases. Type 2 diabetes, which is the most common, is when the cell does not properly use insulin. And this accounts for 80 to 70% of all diabetic cases. Prediabetes is associated with type 2 diabetes. This is when a person hasn't hit the high levels of sugar, but is close to becoming type 2 diabetes. And the fourth one is gestational diabetes, and this is when a woman gets diabetes when she is pregnant. About 5 to 10% of women who develop gestational diabetes will later on get diabetes. This is a graph that is from the diabetic mellitus information.com, and here it shows that this one is pre-diabetes, and that is for 57 million people, which you can see that is a large part of the diabetic. And these other ones are diabetes and and this one is undiagnosed. There's 5 million people that are not diagnosed with diabetes yet, but they have it, but they're not diagnosed. My second part is the reasons why we get diabetes. A lot of people get diabetes because type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease, which you cannot have control over. You get it, and it comes into, you're just born with it. All other types of diabetes are caused because of heredity. If one parent has diabetes, you'll have a 10 to 15% chance of getting diabetes. And if both parents have diabetes, it's a 50 to 50 chance of you getting diabetes. It's also obesity, viral infections, age, and race. African Americans, Asians, and Hispanics are at larger rates of getting diabetes. Now that we know what diabetes is and the cause, let's take a look at the effects on the body. Every type of diabetes affects the body differently, but I'll only be talking about the general effects. Diabetes causes consequences to every part of the body and every body system. The major types of consequences are eye damage, kidney disease, heart and blood problems, and nerve disease. Here we can see all the different types. Here are the eyes, which is called proactive retinopathy. This is when the blood vessels in the eyes begin to deteriorate, and this will eventually cause blindness. Also, kidney disease called nephropathy, and here is the kidney. This disease starts when the blood vessels in the kidney begin to leak. This produces protein in the urine, which causes major problems in the kidney. when the kidneys have lots of pressure, the kidney will eventually fail, and this will cause the patient to get diabetes for the rest of their life. Heart and blood vessels as well. Diabetes makes the vessels thicker and less elastic, making it hard for proper blood circulation to go around the body. This could cause heart attacks and strokes. Poor circulation can cause amputation of the legs as well. Nerve damage called neuropathy. This damages the nerves, especially the feet, the legs, and the arms. This causes numbness and pain to the toes, legs, feet, and hands and arms. Because of this, a lot of people do not notice when they have a cut or they have an incident in one of their feet, and this causes amputation as well. Also, the contraindications of medicine and of the blood glucose test. A lot of diabetics have to take a lot of insulin. A lot of medicine, and each of these medicines have contraindications, which affect other parts of the body. Also, they have to be constantly testing the glucose levels. This means that they have to be poking in their hands, their legs, or a lot of other places. Here I have one of the kids' supplies. And this is the needle in which they have to poke themselves every day, and this is the meter that they check their blood glucose levels. I also have a chart that shows the types of, these are the oral medications, the insulin, and these are the people that have to take both of them at the same time. And diabetes also causes death. Like I said, it's one of the 5th deadliest diseases these days. Today I have explained what is diabetes, what causes diabetes, and the effects on the body. As I mentioned before, diabetes is an epidemic, and each day a lot of people are diagnosed with it. I hope that with this information you open your eyes to all the consequences we face if we do not take care of our bodies. Thank you.
So Shannon, what did you think?
I thought she had good visuals, except for the transparent was a little blurry. That could be because I'm blind. But the first one had really small fonts on the graph over to the side. But other than that, it was a good, simple graph. And I like the kit supplies. Kind of like let me see what they had to go through. And the undiagnosed thing, I didn't really understand what you were saying. Like how they know they're I don't know. I don't really understand that part, but I didn't really hear that many sightings. And then the paper that you were carrying, it was kind of blocking your mouth or face. I don't know. It was distracting me. Everything else is good.
All right.